Welcome to Materials and Methods Matter. In this episode, I will demonstrate the basic technique of rendering and shading with a graphite pencil. For this demonstration, I'll be using 4 different degrees of graphite pencil, an H, 2B, 4B, and 6B, on heavy drawing paper. To begin this demonstration of drawing this pear, I will start with my H pencil and lightly sketch in the pear. And also the shadow area very lightly. So I have something to guide me. Next, I will take the 2H pencil and begin filling in my shadow areas. My shadow areas are, the light is coming in this direction, so my shadow areas are going to be, I'm just going to put in some rough lines here. And then our shadow. So with the 2H pencil, I'm going to begin shading in lightly. Now that I've roughed in all my shadow areas with the 2B pencil, I'm going to choose the 4B pencil and begin now to hone in on the shadows and creating the darker areas, and also shaping, bringing in the shape to my areas. If you get too dark, it is always good to have an eraser. This happens to be a MOO Eraser, which is nice and soft. You could use this to actually clean up your areas to bring shape back in. If I got the area a little bit too dark, I could come in and clean up my shadow area. It's also good to have a drafting brush because I can swipe away any debris without smearing the graphite. So I can clean up, create my shapes, and then clean it up without smearing. And now I'll continue to add in a darker area, the darker areas of my shadows, with an even softer pencil, the 6B. So this is going to be reserved for my really dark areas. For instance, down here, the bottom of the pear, and the darkest part of the shadow. So we're going to just continue these over. Even though I've put a line in there, I'm going to make them almost equally dark. There will be a line of demarcation, a separation here, but in a lot of cases, you'll actually have some broken line where the shadow and the shadow of the pear, or the darkest area of the pear, will almost be the same value. And your eye will continue this line around. So we're going to go ahead and darken up our shadow so we get a kind of a point of reference as to where we're at. Shadows vary in value. Always remember that. So the area closest to the pear, you're going to end up with a really dark shadow, and then you start getting light reflected down here, and of course as the pear shadow continues, the value dissipates into a lighter value. So I'm going to have a nice gradation in here for the shadow, and then I'm going to go back in and finish up the detail, the shadow. I'm not going to put any more shadow over here. Perhaps maybe just right here on the edge of the pear. So this concludes our episode on basic graphite rendering. Stay tuned for future episodes. Materials and Methods Matter was inspired by my book, Making Art, Materials and Techniques for Today's Artist. For more videos on Materials and Methods Matter, as well as lesson plans and other instructional videos, visit Thalo.com.